Hey guys, it's Jeff from Press Your Luck. Now today, I'm really excited to share a recipe with you that is a classic breakfast dish here in America. Did you ever have sausage gravy, like biscuits and gravy? Yeah, I mean, I love that stuff. If you love sausage and you love like a nice classic hearty breakfast situation, chances are you love sausage and biscuits and gravy, or biscuits and gravy, or sausage, biscuits, and gravy. You know what I mean, right? That white delicious gravy that goes over biscuits. But I was saying to myself, how would it be if we scrapped the biscuits and in place of the biscuits we used gnocchi and then made the gravy a little bit thinner so it became this unbelievably decadent, delicious, and comforting breakfast pasta. The end result is gnocchi in breakfast gravy. Oh yeah, and let me tell you something, this takes no time at all to make, and it is beyond delicious. I'm talking a wake and bake situation, my friends, except there's no baking. Well, it depends on what state you live in, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna get right to the skillet, and within minutes, I'm gonna show you how to make the most amazing gnocchi in breakfast gravy. Let's do it! So the first thing I want to do is I want to take an 8-quart pot, soup pot, pasta pot, whatever you want to call this kind of pot, and fill it up halfway with water, so 4 quarts of water. And then what I want to do is I want to bring my water to a rolling boil. And by the way, filling the pot with hot water from the tap is going to speed that along real nicely. Okay, so just let the water boil on the stove, and we're not going to cook the pasta just yet. We'll get back to that in a second. Now we're going to take between a 4.5 to a 5-ounce saute pan, which is like a frying pan or skillet with high walls, and that's going to be perfect for really any pasta dish you make, because we're going to make the sauce and then marry the pasta in there at the end. So after letting the pot heat up for about a couple minutes on the stove at medium-high, I want to add in 1 pound of a breakfast pork sausage. You'll see it's 1 pound. It usually comes in a tube like this. Any brand will be fine. Sometimes you find spicy, whatever you want. Sometimes you can actually find this also in the frozen section of your market. It'll make an appearance there. So just let it thaw. And I'm just going to snip this sausage and give it a little bris. Oops, don't let that cook. Ooh. And then you see it's going to open right on up, and then just squeeze that sausage into the saute pan. Alright, get all the meat out of there. Now we want to saute our sausage meat until it becomes crumbled and browned, about 3 to 5 minutes. And after about, between 3 to 5 minutes of sauteing, closer to 3, in my situation here, our sausage is looking fully cooked and browned. Looks great. Now what I want to do is I want to add in 2 tablespoons or 1/4 of a stick of salted butter, and I want to stir the butter into the sausage until it's completely melted. Oh, and by the way, any leftover juices from when we were sauteing and browning our sausage should stay in the pot. Do not drain. It's going to add great, rich flavor to the sauce. Okay, and now that my butter is fully melted into my brown sausage meat, and it smells amazing in here, I want to add in 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And then I want to stir so my sausage, or my butter-filled sausage, fully absorbs that flour. Okay, and this is looking fantastic. We now have like a sausage roux, because a combination of butter and flour is a roux. Alright, so this is perfect. In the meantime, now we're going to cook our pasta, or gnocchi in this situation. Okay, I want to take about 1 tablespoon of just regular salt to season our water. And then I want to add in 2 pounds of gnocchi. And I like to use the kind that you'll find that's like on your shelf in your market in the pasta section versus one that's frozen or refrigerated. I feel like it holds up much more. I want to use 2 pounds of this. Add it in there. And we'll cook it according to the package's instructions. In this case, it's 2 minutes. And now it's time to turn this roux-coated sausage into a gravy. I'm going to add in 3 cups of a whole milk, and I'm going to season it with 1 teaspoon each of seasoned salt and granulated garlic or garlic powder, and between 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Add that in there. My heat should be on medium-high, by the way, right now. And I'm going to stir this all up. I know right now it seems very, very thin with the milk in there, but that's exactly what the flour is for. It's going to thicken up as it begins to bubble and heat. Okay, just before you're about to strain the pasta, reserve 1 cup of the water that it cooked in. Okay? This is going to come in very handy for the sauce. Okay, and now I'm just gonna strain the rest of my pasta. Let me do it from this angle so you can see it better. Into a colander in the sink. Now when it begins to bubble like this, we're gonna reduce the heat down to kind of a medium-low here. And you're gonna see that once it begins to bubble and we reduce the heat, it's going to begin to thicken very quickly into a delicious gravy-like sauce. You can also get in there with a whisk and begin to whisk it up a little bit. Now I designed this recipe so it's not going to be as thick as a classic sausage gravy that you'd serve over biscuits, because we're adding pasta to this, or in this case gnocchi, and we don't want it to be too thick. We want it to have enough of a sauce consistency, but that's also where this pasta water is going to come in if we want to make it thinner, the sauce, once we add our gnocchi to the saute pan. And after about 1 to 2 minutes of just whisking, and we have this beautiful, beautiful, rich, slightly thick sauce here, nice and creamy, we're good. I'm going to turn the heat off and I'm going to add my gnocchi into it. And I'm just going to stir it around until it's completely coated in my sauce. And there we have it, my friends. Gnocchi and breakfast gravy. The perfect breakfast or brunch meal. Or even for dinner. And again, if you want your sauce thinner, this is when you'd add that reserved pasta water. You don't have to add it at all. It's just an option and always good to have. Let's plate it up. And there it is, my beautiful plated gnocchi and breakfast gravy. If you want, you could top it off with some freshly ground black pepper, because why not? Looks pretty. And if you want your sauce cheesy, you can even add like 1 to 2 cups of a shredded cheese of your choice, like a cheddar or a blend, anything of that nature, and whisk it in when everything is thickening up at the end with the milk. And now, it's time for some breakfast. And here it is, my favorite part of any recipe, the taste test. Okay, let's try this thing out. I get so excited. Look at how rich and creamy this is. If you love like biscuits and gravy, just welcome to your new favorite breakfast or brunch or even breakfast for dinner pasta situation here. I'm telling you right now, it makes so much sense to just take that sausage gravy and put some gnocchi in there, toss it with some gnocchi, and then you have this to die for, rich, creamy, that fantastic, fantastic breakfast sausage flavor just coursing throughout. Got some on my finger. It's amazing. And if you want biscuits, you could also have biscuits. I'm not gonna, whatever, do what you want. You know what would actually be great? Maybe some like biscuits with some like cheese on top, or some just cheese toast or garlic bread, whatever. That's gonna go great with this. Oh wow, it is a crowd-pleasing dish. It's a really nice, refreshing departure from your classic biscuits and gravy. And it just works. Wow. I'm impressed. This is a good one. This is a really good one. And now if you enjoy this type of recipe that's quick, easy, and delicious where anybody can do it, check me out at pressureluckcooking.com, because I have hundreds, if not already in the thousands of recipes that you're all going to enjoy. I mean, there's something for everybody there. From comforting and hearty like this dish to more lighter and more healthy if you wanted something like that. I have it all. And not just for carnivores, but also for herbivores or omnivores, which likes the best of both worlds, like me. I also wrote, as of now, 4 cookbooks, 4! You can get them anywhere books are sold. They're called the Step by Step series, and it's by me, Jeffrey Eisner. Just look up my name and type in Jeffrey Eisner cookbook. You'll see them anywhere books are sold. You'll find them anywhere books are sold. Check me out at facebook.com/pressureluckcooking. I do love Facebook. I keep it going there. I feel like my audience is there, so I'm always there. And I always share, little just things to try to make you smile and laugh, as well as things that'll help you out in the kitchen, and sales, deals, tips, things like that. Check out also at Pressure Luck Cooking and all the other socials. Subscribe to my YouTube and yeah, and Instagram, of course. Thank you so much again for watching, my friends. And the next time you want to make some breakfast and keep it a little hokey, well, make some breakfast gravy and toss it with some gnocchi. And then do the hokey pokey. Alright, enjoy.